Hello everyone, welcome back to our course on computer vision. I am Kaustav Tripathi, your instructor, and today we are going to talk about sorting of contours. So earlier in the previous video, we have talked about the contours, how we can find contours, how we can draw those contours. Okay, now today we are going to talk about how we can sort them out, like from which is the biggest contour, which is the smallest contour, or if we sometimes we do need we want to know the what's the biggest contour around us and we want to separate it. So in those cases, we sort it out with the help of this sorting of the contours method. Okay, so let's get on to a spider ID and see how we are going to do all of this. Okay, so if we want to work with the contours, let's first create some kind of a shapes to work with. So I've created this small program in which I've used rectangle method and circle and ellipse method to create the shapes that looks like this. Okay, so this is the image that I've just created. So we are going to work on this image and find the contours, okay, and then sort them out. So let's close it and let's go to our program. Now this is the normal program. In this program, if you see, I've cv2.write it on the shapes.jpg with the name of shapes.jpg. I've saved this image into my computer. So I'm going to use this same image shapes.jpg over here. You see here shapes.jpg, and I'm going to convert it into a grayscale image. It is mostly a grayscale image, but it's a good practice to keep it simple because sometimes you use a colorful image, and when you're applying thresholding or you know finding contours, then it is a good practice to keep it in a grayscale mode. Now I have converted to a grayscale. Then I've applied a threshold, a little bit of a threshold to clear out the the noise from the image. So I gave it 70,255 as a threshold indexes, and then this is just I am show the image. No need of it. Just put it a comment. And then I use the find contour method, like I've told you in my previous video how to find the contours. In this I have gave the image as a source image what I have got from here, and then I use the cv2.retr retrieval tree method, so that it needs to retrieve all the contours inside of it. Then I use the approximation method as none, because I can use simple also. There is no point of it because it's just a formality right now. We don't need it right now in this program. Okay, there is no use of it. So either we put in none or simple. I have already explained it in my previous video what is the use of approx none and approx simple. So you can go into that video and check it out if you haven't watched that. Then I've used this sorted method of Python to sort out the um, all those contours that I found out that list. And the key part of it here is, whenever we do a sorting, we give it some kind of a reference, like in which way you want to sort it. You want to sort it with the help of our shapes, with the help of a size, with the help of the weight, how you want to sort it out. Now here we are sorting out with the help of the area that is covering by that shape. So to find the area of a contour, we use this contour area method, and that's what we have given here is as a key is equals to cv2.contour area, and we have also given contours as the list that we want to do the sorting on, and reverse is equal to true, and there's this little bit of a slicing over here. Now reverse is equal to true means when we put a reverse is equal to true, that means we are applying the reverse. That means we are going descending from bigger to smaller. If I do a reverse is equal to false over here, that means I'm going talking about ascending order, means from first we will talk about smaller and then at the end we will talk about the biggest one. Okay, and there's this slicing that I will explain what slicing is later on. And then I just let me run this whole program to then you can get a better idea of what we are doing over here. Okay, so I'm gonna run this whole program over here, and you see I've got this contour over here with a blue color covered, and it inside of it says number 1 written, and if I press it, it says number 2. If I press it, it says number 3. Means at first it finds out the biggest contour, then the second biggest, then the third biggest, which is ultimately the smallest contour. Okay, and it numbered them down like 1, 2, 3. Now this was the way of sorting the contours. Now let's come back to our program over here. So I use this for loop over here for I comma cnt in enumerate sorted contours. So what I'm doing over here is I just set list sorted contours. It's a list of the contours in the sorted method. I enumerate through them. Now enumerate method, what it does is basically it it uses two variables. One is the CNT, which is accepting the contours, whichever the contour it is taking from here, and I is the indexing. Like I gets increased each time when CNT takes a one of the contour in its variable. Okay, so I will show you later. I will have a use of I. That's why I was using I. Otherwise, I would have directly used for I in sorted contours or for CNT in sorted contours. But I need a indexing over here. That's why I use enumerate method and I over here. Now this is a simple method to find the cv2.moment method to find the center of the that contour over here. Now if you see the image over here, I was printing 1, 2 or 3 at the center of the image basically. So to print this I need to find the center of that contour. So that's what this method was doing. It is finding the center of that contour. It is a predefined method. Okay, you need to just learn them how we find the center. Then I use a cv2 dot, wait a minute, let me reduce its size. Yep, I use this cv2.drawContours method, in which, like in the previous video I've explained, I gave it the original image, the image in which I'm going to find the contours in, and I gave it the CNT, the contours which is being accepted over here one by one, and -1 means I need all the contours, but actually we are taking each contour every time we are taking only one contour, so there is no point of it saying all when there is only one is there. Then I've given the color index through which color will be be used to draw that contour, and the 3 is the thickness over there. And then I use the cv2.putText method to print that number over there, 1 2 3 if you've seen the image. uh, Wait a minute, this image over here. So I've used this method over here 1 2 3. So to print these 1 2 3 I have applied this cv2.putText, and this I gave the original image and the string 1 plus I plus 1. Now that's why I was using I, so that I can put a number over there. Now earlier I was 0, so I used I plus 1 to make it a 1, and str means converting into a string because it accepts a string over here. Then cx comma cy. Now these both are x and the y coordinates over here. In this part, cx and cy are the y coordinates, and that's what I gave it over here. Then I gave it the font type, that is font Hershey simplex. I gave it the size of the font, and then I gave it this color over here, by which color we are going to print it out, and the thickness of the font. Now this is it over here, and then I did the cv2.I'm sure to show that image and weight key and all that Okay, so this was we haven't talked about this slicing, right? Right now I'm going to remove the slicing over here, and now if I run this program, let's see what happens. Wait a minute, first let me close this. Okay, now if I run this whole code, you see I got the 1 over here, and it is not there's no contour over any shape, but there is a 1% over here. Now you see there is a one big shape, one big contour around the whole window. Okay, now to avoid this contour, because we are using a white background, and sometimes in the white background it not sometimes, mostly every time, and the white contour white background, it accepts it as a contour and draw the shape around it, but we don't need it. Okay, so that's why I did the slicing. As right now we are going I have put a reverse is equal to true over here. That means it is going from descending order from big to small, and this is the biggest contour, that big window. So to remove this thing, we applied the slicing method, because we want to say I don't want that first one. If we are talking about descending order, then I don't want the first that first contour. I want to start from the second contour. So that's why I did the slicing there. I don't want the first contour which is at the 0th index, and I want up to the last, means up to the smallest one. I want to ignore the first one. That's what. Now if I run it, now actually it accepts this ellipse as a first contour, and circle as a second contour, and square as a third contour. Okay, so this was it. If I do a false over here in reverse, oh wait a minute. If I do a false over here, that means I don't want the last contour, because now it is going ascending order, means from small to large. So I don't want the last contour, so I will remove this and I'll put a 3 over here, because I don't want only 3 contours, 0, 1 and 2. I don't want the third contour, right? So if I run this program, there's a square, then there's a circle, then the ellipse, and then that's it. No fourth contour. Okay. So this is all about sorting contours. Now with the help of this, you can find the, if there are like lots of shapes around you and you want to find the, second biggest, or you want to find the biggest shape around there, with the help of this concept you can find the biggest shape in the, in that complete big design. Suppose when in like suppose you wanna talk about e-commerce industry, you got some kind of a clothes design, and you want to clothes of that design only. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the biggest design in that cloth, and you're gonna run it with all of your products to find that matching shape. Okay, so that's where these kinds of concepts apply. Even this matching concept I will explain in my next video, how we match this we match one shape with the help in our all those images. Doesn't matter if it looks similar or not, but that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so this is all in the contours and sorting of the contours. See you in the next video.